Hello, welcome once again at Apex Biology. Remember to hit that subscribe button at Apex Biology. And remember our campaign, hashtag Apex Biology. Now we have a question for today, and that question is the past question of WASSCE in our series connected with WASSCE past question of 2017. And this question today is based on what I decided to copy it out. I copy it out so that we can present it in a natural way so that you understand and know the reason why the answers are correct and the reasons why the answers are wrong. And we explain additional points that can help you to succeed in your examination of certificate importance. Okay? Now we'll go straight. The question is, it reads, the diagram below is an illustration. It is an illustration of the human sperm, right? That's the question. The diagram below is an illustration of the human sperm. Study it. They say we should study it and answer questions 20 and 21. When this comes out, please, you don't just go straight and start answering the question. You have to study this illustration. And let's take a look at this illustration. This is the human sperm cell. So in terms of title, if this comes out in a theory examination, the title of the diagram is Diagram of Human Sperm Cell. All right, that is the diagram. That's the title, Diagram of Human Sperm Cell. Now, what are the parts of a human sperm cell? As you can see, the human sperm cell cannot be seen with the naked eye. Usually, the sperm cells are produced in the testes, and the sperm cells are produced in their millions. In fact, during the act of coition between a man and his wife, at ejaculation, the process where semen is released, semen is the fluid that contains the sperm cells. It is estimated that over 230 million sperm cells are present in 1 ml of semen. That is quite massive. But here we have actually drawn out why I presented only one single sperm cell as it appears under the microscope. Now, this is a microscopic enlargement that I presented. So for the labeled two parts, let's see the parts that were labeled. The first part that is labeled 1 there, the name of that place is called acrosome. All right? Acrosome. This acrosome you see is responsible for dissolving the surface of the female egg during the process of fertilization inside the woman's fallopian tube. If this does not dissolve, this sperm cell cannot penetrate the egg for the purpose of fertilization. So that structure they call acrosome is so important because it contains an enzyme. The second part here is called the tail. What they label here as their number 2 is tail. So I only presented 2 label parts in this their drawing, acrosome and the tail. But as I told you, we are going to tell you how to understand this. If you go to my video on human sperm cell that I presented on my YouTube channel, you see that I labeled the different parts of the sperm cell and their specific function. Hit that subscribe button and go to that video. But we want to answer the question, okay? Let's go straight. Now let's look at this question very well before we come to other things. The question now says, the diagram below is an illustration of the human sperm cell. Study it. We are still studying it. Now, use it to answer question number 21 and question number 20 and then 21. Let's look at question 20. The part labeled 1 is the dash. Options, they say A, acrosome. Definitely, that is the answer, not so? So we know that this is going to be the answer. The answer definitely is acrosome, where we tick acrosome. It can be nucleus, because nucleus was not labeled there. It can be mitochondrion, because mitochondrion is not labeled there. But it can't even be tail, because tail was labeled, but tail does not represent the part labeled as 1. Tail represents the part labeled as what? 2. That is why our answer is acrosome. Now, at this point, you may ask yourself, where is the mitochondrion? Where is the nucleus in this diagram? As I told you, we are going to unleash something so that you understand it better. Interestingly, this part of the sperm cell that wasn't labeled by WAEC is actually called the nucleus. The nucleus is the place that contains the genetic material that is passed on to the zygote from one generation to another, right? Now, these other smaller things you see inside, those small 1, 2, 3, 4, collectively, they are called mitochondria. But one of them is called mitochondrion. Mitochondrion. That is what supplies energy to this sperm cell so that it can swim, right? That is the energy source. It is the power source that gives energy to the sperm cell so that it can swim. Now, the tail, of course, is meant to allow the sperm cell to swim in the forward direction, not backward. So that's the function of the tail. So basically, when you look at this structure of the sperm cell, in case of an examination in future, this region from here to here like this is popularly called the head, while this place to here to this point is called the neck, and then the entire length from here down like this, all right, is known as the tail. So we have studied it. You now know how a sperm cell actually look like, but we go back to our question again, all right? Question number 21, sorry. The function of the part labeled 2. What is the part labeled 2? The tail. Let's look whether we have the answer. They said A, fuse with the ovum during fertilization. That definitely is not going to be the answer. So this is not part of the answer at all. Then, the part that fuses with the ovary during fertilization is going to be the nucleus. So we are not concerned with that here. Then the function of the part labeled 2, generate energy for sperm to swim. No way. The part that generates energy for sperm to swim, we told you, is which part? Mitochondria. So that cannot be the answer. Then point number 3, help sperms to swim forward. Does that not sound okay? Definitely, that's why we say the tail there is the part that allows the sperm to swim. So this option C is definitely going to be our answer. Because if you look at option D, they said dissolve the membrane of the egg. Which one dissolve the membrane of the egg that we said? The answer is acrosome. So this cannot be the answer. So with this, we have provided our answer to our question of WAEC past question 2017 objectives. You can see now that the part labeled 2 is known as what? The acrosome. And that is the part labeled 1 is called the acrosome. That is the acrosome there labeled as 1. Then question 21. The function of the part labeled 2 definitely is to help the sperm to swim in the forward direction. And these are our answers. Enjoy learning at Apex Biology. Have a great day. Bye.